Hey everyone, welcome to I'm Adam Kovic.
And I'm Bruce Green.
Let's talk about Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, it's Rumor Friday, baby!
What? Yeah.
Or whatever, News Friday, breaking news. It's Friday and we got some fresh leaked information for Dark Souls 3.
Praise the sun! Or whatever.
I don't really remember.
Just to be clear, we are breaking this info. We obtained leaked information and screenshots of Dark Souls 3, so this is the first place you'll see or hear this information. Welcome new people.
Yes, hit him with a screenshot! Boom! Oh, damn! Oh, damn!
Oh, beautiful!
Joel, you gotta be a hype man for us, all right?
Boomed. Oh, the boom!
You don't even care about Dark Souls, whatever. Anyway, first taste is free, the rest is going to cost you. So first off, Dark Souls 3 is coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in 2016. PC is listed, but it says negotiable next to it. What does that mean, Lawrence?
Good question. We interpret that to mean that, like all of the Dark Souls games, PC is kind of hanging by a thread. If the game sells well and they have the manpower and the extra time and just kind of feel like it, they might work on a port for it, but they're not dedicating to it right now.
Oh,
Right.
very interesting.
Yeah, the game lists the numbers of players from 1 to 4, too, which is kind of interesting. It's possible that you can summon more than one helper dude, kind of like you could in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Or they're adding in a PvP duel arena like in Dark Souls 2. We're really not sure exactly what the player count means.
Yeah, it's interesting. We also got a list of planned content for the game, so brace yourselves for numbers.
I love numbers. I love them.
There will be 10 playable classes, with all of them available at the beginning of the game.
There will also be 45 new enemies and 15 new bosses, with a note saying that characters and monsters from previous games are not included in that count.
As always, it's always kind of a spiritual successor from the previous
Right,
game.
yeah.
The same goes for weapons and armor. 100 new weapons and 40 new armor sets, with returning equipment not counting in that number.
Yeah, we're getting 200 new items, which includes spells, rings, and consumables.
60 minutes of cutscenes,
Wow.
woohoo joy, with a note that more of them will be in-engine rather than pre-rendered.
That's good.
Lawrence, we're used to just kind of like the intro video, then the rest of the game, it's like you figure it out, right?
Yeah, the Dark Souls series has a few cutscenes. They're so few and far between that it's kind of easy to forget about them. Like in Dark Souls, when you go to Anor Londo the first time, there's that bird that picks you up and drops you off. Everyone remembers that, right?
No!
You know, more cutscenes, cool. Maybe we'll actually understand the story this time
I was
around.
gonna say, maybe they're actually explaining the story to us. That's kind of nice.
We don't want story, we want graphics!
Oh, speaking of graphics, well, not really. There's going to be about 12 areas in the game, with a concluding statement that the amount of content should be similar to the original Dark Souls.
They don't. Oh, that's weird that they don't compare it to Dark Souls 2.
I didn't get through enough of Dark Souls 2 to know the difference.
Yeah, that's
Dark
true.
Souls 1 had a lot of places to go.
Moving on to the game itself, Dark Souls 3 will also change the way you interact with other players online.
Rather than using those white signs to summon phantoms, now you'll participate in a sacrifice ceremony.
Right, so apparently you can drag bodies around and then choose where to sacrifice them. Once you perform this sacrificial ritual, you can then visit another player's game.
However, it sounds like this will mark you and then make you a target for other players.
Okay, we're not exactly sure how this will work, but knowing Dark Souls, it'll be overly complicated and not very well explained. Lawrence, do you have any idea what they're talking about here?
A little bit. Other Dark Souls games had kind of a bounty that it would accrue on your head, and then it would send other players after you. It was tied to some of the factions in the game. So it could work like that. We expect, like, this explanation is very surface level,
Yeah.
and Dark Souls is typically a very deep game. So this is just a rough explanation of how it works. You're giving somebody an elevator pitch. I'm sure once we get in the game, it'll be way more complicated, to the point where we couldn't even explain it in the duration of the show if we tried.
Casual scum. So performing sacrifices will also change your game.
Okay.
Some examples listed include a sacrifice creating a bonfire at the sacrifice location or summoning an NPC. That's kind of, if that means the save locations can be moved or you can carry one with you, fantastic.
They did it. They finally did it. They can also change the light sources in the area, enemy layouts, and even boss battles.
Again, the info is not very specific, but we expect you guys will have a Wikia page up at some point, crammed with all the exact info in about a week or less.
And then you're going to tell us how stupid we are for not knowing it. You motherfucker. Look, this is all leaked information. You've never seen it before, so stop commenting that you know what it is!
Ever hear the term kill the messenger? We're the messenger.
Yeah, just let us
So
know.
we should kill you?
No! The last big gameplay mechanic we have info on relates to boss battles.
Yeah, it's called a heat up and will completely change boss battles based on undescribed factors. Lawrence.
Yeah, so there's an example where they show the player fighting the same boss in the same area with all these cool little phantom swords in the ground.
Yeah.
The first example is just a normal knight-looking dude.
yeah.
We've seen that in Dark Souls before.
Uh-huh.
The second example looks like it's from Bloodborne. It's this weird demon otter.
Cool!
Oh my god.
Demon otters!
It's really fucked up, and we actually have no idea what specifically this relates to. So we have the sacrifice mechanic. It's possible that if you do enough sacrifices, it'll make your world more evil. And actually, talking about that kind of reminds me of Demon Souls.
Mm-hmm.
It had its white and black tendencies
Keep
based
raising
on
that
what
is.
you did or people that you killed. you would have a level basically go pure white or pure black, and then that would change the NPCs that were there and things that would happen. So it sounds like they're basically reinventing that mechanic in Dark Souls 3 just in a new way. God damn it.
What's wrong?
My phone's vibrating.
And finally, Dark Souls 3 will add something called sword fighting arts. I used to do this when I was a young little boy in the little boy's
I
bathroom.
don't think that's what they're talking
What?
about. No.
These sound like special moves that you can equip, giving your character special abilities.
We learned about 2 such moves, Rush In and Circle.
Right, Russian is a sacrifice attack that allows you to dive into an opponent while taking damage and then delivering a huge hit. Circle sounds like a dodge move.
Okay. The description mentions that you can use it to get away from an opponent when you are vulnerable after attacking. It sounds like you can cancel recovery animations into a dodge roll. Lawrence, can you kind of explain a little further?
Sure, and it's strange because Dark Souls kind of has that mechanic already. The dodge is sort of invaluable in the Dark Souls series. It's a way to cancel recovery animation. So when you swing your big old sword, your dude just sitting there,
Right.
like, oh, that was hard, and then he just gets walloped by like 18 different enemies. The idea is that you can use circle to either dodge out of an attack as it's leading up or getting away. It's a cool addition if it works like it sounds like it works like. It's kind of a cool catch-all to make you play a little more safely.
And really, that's about it.
We did it.
That's all we got. I mean, this is actual leaked information.
I have
that
a
we
question.
Yes.
Yeah, Joel.
Who the fuck are you? How do you know all this stuff? Who's giving you this information?
It's an anonymous source. That's what we do here.
Yeah, okay, no.
That's just
No, you know, Joel, we sat down and we drew all of this. We took the entire week
Good job.
to create concept art.
You used my art?
We just made up things in a game series that we're kind of indifferent about. That's what we do here.
So if anybody else who's working at a game developer wants to leak information and be our anonymous source,
What?
yeah.
Then you're gonna draw concept art for their video game?
No, that was a lie.
And that's about it. That's all we got. Supposedly the other leaked information is telling us that the game will be revealed at E3.
Whoa.
So hopefully all this information that is a little non-specific right now will be revealed then, and then maybe you, the audience, can help us out with some of the dots that we could not exactly connect.
I'll help.
They're gonna do that right now, even though they just saw this information and they have no idea what it is. They're gonna tell us we're wrong.
Right, we're asking them to do it in a nice way.
They're not gonna do that. It's in a mean way.
Shut up!
Yes, please like and subscribe if you want to be mean to us.
Yeah, I do.
All right, well, like and
I
subscribe.
liked it and subscribed the video.
Thanks, Joel.
See you guys back at E3.
Shut up!
Well, because they're in now, then they're going to leave, and then they're going to come back.